Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a day in the life kind of video. Got really high there. This isn't going to be like your standard day in the life. Like, you don't need to see me making my breakfast or I don't know what other people do in their days. This is just going to be like the bits that pertain to the BrickLink store and Lego and that sort of a thing. It is also my day of work today. At the moment we're doing 4 days because of coronavirus, so this isn't a day in the life of when I am also doing my day job, but basically it's pretty much the same except there's 2 4-hour windows where I'm doing my job. I usually try and get up a little bit earlier to do some BrickLink in the morning, and then I do it at lunch and then after work. So my days off I usually try and be as productive as possible, and also on the weekends. So there's that. So today is Wednesday, and let's get started. So there's 2 things I usually do in the morning, and the first is any carryover from the night before that isn't picking and packing orders. So what I mean by this is that last night we were picking and packing some orders, and as we were going through the containers and getting the parts, we found that there were a couple that we wouldn't be happy to sell. Just, you know, maybe when we packed them last time it was dark and so we didn't notice that they had imperfections, or maybe our standards have increased a little bit. So I usually put a pile on my desk for the next morning for me to go through our inventory and remove those items from the store. So today there's only a few things. There's these 2 plates, and they just have a few little marks on the side of it, and there's also this wheel. It's a bit smooshed. So the first thing I do is I will take them to the store, because what it means is it will prevent anyone who is placing an order from buying them and then us having to deal with like having to provide a refund or letting them know, or a discount or something like that. It just kind of stops any headaches there. So the next thing that I will do is I will go through our checklist. So we keep a checklist of every order, and it has all the items that we need to do for that customer. And I will check their tracking. So what that does is it means that I can follow up with Australia Post if anyone's orders are taking a little bit too long to get with them. I can lodge inquiries. I can see whose has been delivered, and once it's delivered, that's when I leave feedback. You know, just to, you know, thank people for their service. So that's what I do first in the day, and it kind of also makes me just check on everyone. I know that a lot of people don't do this, and that's fine. Maybe people have less time than I do, but I feel like people really appreciate it, and they appreciate not having to check the tracking themselves because they'll know that I'm doing that for them. So this is what our checklist actually looks like. Can you see it?
Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Probably not. So we have items on there like print order details, write the thank you card, weigh the order. Like, it goes in chronological order, and then once the tracking choice is delivered, I'll mark it off the list. I'll go into their order on BrickLink and I will tick it off, and then it's considered done on my end unless I do hear from them. And usually it's around that stage that they'll get their order and leave their feedback as well. So that's usually what I do first in the day, all my admin. Also, if we've received any messages, I'll reply to those. I think we've got one this morning, just from a chat that we're having with a customer, but I will do that now. So if you're interested, this is how you remove parts from your inventory. Well, this is at least the way that we do it. There might be another way. In BrickLink, there are so many ways to achieve the same outcome. Okay, so to remove a part from your inventory, just go into your inventory to start with. Basically, it's the same as adding it, except you're making the numbers less, not more. So you go into this screen, and so the part that we want to remove first is a 2x8 plate. So I'll just type it in. You can manually find it if you just go into the plates category, but there's a lot in there, so it's easier just to find what you're looking for by being as specific as possible. But sometimes if you're too specific, BrickLink doesn't like it. So that's that. So this is the item that we want to remove. So there's 12 there currently, and we just want to change that to 10. And then you scroll down to the bottom and make sure that you click submit changes, because if you don't, it's a hard time. So that's how you remove a part from your inventory. It's that easy.
Look how easy. So easy. It has easy steps.
So the next thing I'm going to do is to go through and update my spreadsheet, make sure that everyone whose order was delivered yesterday has been completed and they've been given feedback. And I can't show you this unfortunately because it deals with people's addresses and they might not like it if I put that on my video, so I will check in once that's done. I just wanted to walk you through this step. So one of the orders was delivered yesterday. At the moment, tracking is taking forever, I'm finding, because of coronavirus, which is fine. Like, people have been pretty understanding, but I've already found a couple that I'm going to need to lodge inquiries with today. Usually I'll contact Ozpost after about a week of there not being any activity, even if that's just a scan. Just so sometimes they've got a reason and sometimes they don't, and then I know which ones I need to follow up more. So there's one here that was shown as delivered yesterday. So I will show you how I do that in BrickLink. So the person's order who was delivered is, and this is like on my spreadsheet so I know like where to look for it. It's someone called Thomas and their order ends in 208. So I will go to find their order. It's this one here. I will change it to completed and then I will post feedback. And depending on the transaction, I'll personalise it a little bit more. Everything with Thomas was fine. It's like a few things I would say there. For a first order, I'd probably just say that they're welcome to come and shop again. Or if they've already left feedback, I'll try and do a response that's like a little bit more like as a response to what they've said if they've left feedback. So just go preview feedback, post feedback, and I'll tick that off on my list. So that's done. It's so satisfying like ticking things off because then you're like, they've received it, there's nothing else I can do. Unless they message and then they tell you that there's something wrong with it, which happens. And then I just make sure that I click submit changes down the bottom of the screen. And that's it. So now you can see his there is completed. And it's got a little thing. When he's left feedback, it will come up with two triangles and then it's done. Like, there's nothing else that can happen on that order. So very satisfying. Anyway, I'm going to keep going and then I'll check in with you on the other side. So just while I'm waiting for Australia Post, who actually, I know that they get a bit of a beating online in regards to things, but they have been nothing but brilliant ever since we started doing this. So there's that. Something funny happened this morning. Maybe not funny. I don't know. I was happy about it. I got a badge on the Lego Facebook page. So say I'm a top fan, which means that now whenever I comment on one of Lego's posts on Facebook, I'm gonna have a badge. There's 13 million people that like that page, so to get to be one of their top fans, is it a problem? I don't know. I don't know! So the next thing I'm going to be doing is finishing packing some orders. So we made a start yesterday. We just need to finish them off and hopefully we can get them in the post box before midday because that's when our post box gets collected and then I can start the next lot. So as you can see here, this is like our table. I started packing last night, didn't finish, so I will now be finishing that off. So once I finish doing that layer, I then mark them as packed and then just so people know that I am making like progress on their orders, and then I will finish packing them. The reason I do this layer is basically just so I can take a photo for insurance, just to make sure that we're keeping a record of orders and that sort of a thing in case there are any issues. And then the first layer is just a protection thing. We don't use Ziploc bags unless that we absolutely have to or they've been recycled. And so this is kind of what we do instead of that, because we're trying to use as little plastic in our packaging as possible. It's just personal preference. We get a lot of compliments about it, so we'll probably keep doing it this way. I'd like to maybe find a way of doing it a bit quicker, but at the moment, that's what we're doing. So I will now mark all of those ones as packed, and then we'll do the next layer. The things that I use for the next layer of packaging are string that I've already cut up. It's just twine. We bought it from Bunnings, plus also we had heaps in the house, but it's just twine. Brown paper bags, like this. Hand sanitizer, because coronavirus and I don't want to disease any of our customers. And kitchen scales, so we can weigh our orders. Also still working through our checklist. We're now at the pack order and weigh order stage. And so this is how we package the next section and weigh the orders. See that they're all done and ready to go. Something that I try to be really conscious of when we are packing orders and things like that is finding things that I can do to make the next time I do it a little bit easier. So in this instance, like you saw initially with the tissue paper, it was all pre-cut, and again the string was pre-cut, and so I noticed I was running low, so I would then just take that moment to cut some new twine. But it only takes like a minute, and it means that when I'm packing orders next time, I don't have to be worrying about cutting string. I can just wrap the orders as quickly as possible. So I guess it's just finding ways to cut down the time it takes to do things, because it is time consuming. So I've just printed off some Australia Post labels. This is what the back of them looks like. I'm not going to turn them around because it has people's addresses on them. So I just need to finish packing up all of the orders, and then we'll go down to the post box and post them. So we do have a range of different like mailie options. We've got the boxes, we've got padded bags, we've got just like regular bags. We want to move away from our current packaging options, but getting sustainable mailers has been really tricky. I know there's so many companies at the moment that do them. I used to use them, and we actually started with a few for studsy.bricks, but at the moment they're really hard to come by, and I'm doing my best. Our aim is to get some though, so we're just finishing these, and then hopefully by the time that happens we will have been able to order and get our compostable mailers. So there's that. I'm fully aware that it's not the best option, but we're doing our best with everything else at the moment. So anyway, I'll package them up now. So now that they are all ready to go, looks like this. I'm gonna take a little walk down to the post box and post them.
Day for it. It's hard to record it here because of the masks. And also the construction.
We're now back from posting the parcels. I just have to jump onto BrickLink and mark them all as posted. So I will do that now and show you what it looks like. As you can see here, there's all those ones we might packed earlier. We can now go through and mark them all as shipped. Like so on. And so forth. And then just make sure that you click submit changes. And then I will also mark them on my checklist. So usually what I will do around this time of day is lunchtime. While I'm eating my lunch, I'll do one of a couple of things. Because there's food around at the moment, there's a small dog that is going to be running in and out probably throughout this whole next clip. Either I will scroll through eBay, Gumtree, Marketplace and see if there's any good bulk lots that we want to get or sets that we want to get. We do have a bulk lot coming in the mail at the moment and also a couple of sets, so we're not super on the market, but if there's a really good deal we'll probably put in a bid or an offer or something. And then if there's nothing that we really want, I might watch some like YouTube videos to see how other people are running their BrickLink store, just in case they're running things a little bit more efficiently than we are and I could learn a thing.
A few moments later.
Hello. So we don't do this like every day, but we do have some sets at the moment that need to be parted out. So at the moment we're parting out a Lego truck set, and we have a couple of classic space ones we need to do, one from Lego Movie, just to put in our inventory. So that's what we're working on at the moment. And the first step that we are doing for this is to sort it into the groups, just to make it easier when we put it into the inventory. And also it has all been cleaned, but we have our toothbrush,
Very technical tool.
very technical, in case we come across anything that needs cleaning while we're doing it. So that's that. And also, this is the first video that you're in.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have anything you'd like to contribute? You can say no.
No.
Thanks for checking in. Look, we're in the kitchen. So something that we found when we were checking all the parts for the Lego truck part out was that these panels are not super clean. I think it's because they used to have stickers on them. So they're just picking up the residue a little bit more. So part of the fun of Lego selling is cleaning parts. Really exciting something. Other than the dog barking. He's an excited boy. There's something that's arrived. Oh my god.
Pivot!
It's 20 kilos.
Pivot!
Ow!
Pivot!
Oh my god.
Pivot! Pivot!
Oh my god.
Oh! What do we get?
No, that's not a vacuum cleaner at all. Holy moly. Just loaded up this whole box with Lego.
That looks like it's bigger plates. There you go. What a day to be filming a day in the life to get a 20 kilo box delivered.
What a time.
But it's a bit later in the day now. It's like 6. We have put all the parts of the Lego truck away, and we've parted out this old bus station set, and we're just putting that away now. So we've got like all these parts. Some cool things in this set. I've got this little part here. She's $10. She's $13. You decide. Actually, no, we decided, and we decided it was $13 because it's in mint condition, especially given that it's from 1979 or something.
The set is, I don't know if that part is, but yes, the set's from 1979.
I think it's only in one set.
No, I was in 3, but I think they're all old.
She old. There's also this base plate. It's got a road on it and a crosswalk, and she's also about $10. So that's fun. Also, I don't know if it's been in any of the shots, so I'm just going to explain it. This, hanging in the window, is my wedding dress.
because I can't leave the house, take it to a dry cleaner right now. So it just lives in here, and it's just so big and unnecessary, but so that's a mood. Anyway. It's now post dinner. It's like 20 to 9. I was going to do, like, maybe go through some of that big bulk lot that we got today, but I think that we want to prioritise parting out and putting away the sets that we've already got before we start a new thing. So that's what we're doing. So before we parted out the Lego truck and like an old set, and now we're doing Bad Cop Car Chase from Lego Movie. And we have 2 classic space sets and 1 other bus stop from like the 70s.
Yeah.
So it gets alright. So we've got like a tray here. Looks like it's from noisy.
This is working.
I don't know. So it's from IKEA. We have a couple of them that we use for sorting. And then we're going to just be going through the part out list, making sure that we've got all the things that should be on it. And then if there's anything that's damaged but we still think it's good enough to sell, we write notes on it and then we put it away. So that's what we're going to do now. Fun. Are we wearing matching jumpers tonight? Who knows?
Sort of hard to tell, but yes.
So we finished putting everything in BrickLink and now we have to put it all away. Which is considerably more fun since we organised all the drawers.
And also we don't put away too much at a time. We've learned that. Made the mistake of doing too much at once and it's just hellish.
Yeah, so if we just do it like one set at a time, we can get done really quickly. And I forgot we did actually have another set that we want to part out tonight, which is the Wolfpack Tower, which came out the year that I was born. So that'll be fun, there'll be some good pieces. And then we'll do a notification because we've added quite a few new pieces to the inventory today. We can send a notification to people
Who want those pieces?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, if people have got an item on their wish list and we add it to our inventory, they'll be notified to come and buy from our shop. Anyway, so we're gonna do that now. Here is that. So it's now, what is it? Nearly 10:30 and we've just finished parting out the Wolfpack Tower and we sent off a notification to everyone. Lincoln's just putting their final little bits away. So I'm going to finish the video there. I would say that this is more Lego than I would normally do in a day. But it's been really productive and I feel like it provided like a good kind of range of the sorts of things that you do in the day of the life of a BrickLink seller. So that's the end. Thanks so much for watching, and if you've got any questions about Lego, BrickLink or studsy.bricks, please put them in the comment section below and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!
Bye!